Coco Gauff warned that her weaknesses could hurt her in majors. Coco Gauff surprised many people by winning ugly to lift the Wuhan Open trophy. But former doubles world #1 Rennie Stubbs warns that at some point the American's weaknesses will catch up with her at big tournaments. Following a 6-1, 6-2 hammering by Amanda Anisimova in the semifinal of the China Open, Gauff bounced back in Wuhan as she won the WA1000 tournament without dropping a set, beating 7th seed Jasmine Paolini in the semifinal and 6th seed Jessica Pegula in the final. The two-time Grand Slam winner's title, her first since winning the French Open in June, came despite the obvious chinks in her armor, namely her serve and forehand. Gauff has now served more than 400 double faults during the current WTA Tour season, while her forehand remains inconsistent. But she is looking to fix those problems as she is currently working with biomechanics specialist Gavin McMillan. But that is a long-term process, and four-time Grand Slam women's doubles champion Stubbs is impressed with the 21-year-old's resilience, but she has a warning for the world #3. She is the ultimate player of winning ugly, she said on the Rennie Stubbs podcast. Gauff has now served more than 400 double faults during the current WTA Tour season, while her forehand remains inconsistent. But she is looking to fix those problems as she is currently working with biomechanics specialist Gavin McMillan. But that is a long-term process, and four-time Grand Slam women's doubles champion Stubbs is impressed with the 21-year-old's resilience, but she has a warning for the world #3. She is the ultimate player of winning ugly, she said on the Rennie Stubbs podcast. I would hate to walk out on the court and know that there were two weaknesses that were so glaring everyone knew about, and as soon as I miss one or two of them be like, everyone knows I can't hit my forehand in the court. How many players in the top 10 are going, I hope I can hit that shot in the court today? And that is Coco. There were times she was double faulting again. That was in the semis and in the final, but she just keeps going. She is built different. I give her tons of credit. I love her. I don't know if it's the right thing because at some point again, in a big match at the majors, is it going to hurt her though? That she hasn't worked on those things enough. Coco Gauff has become a major force in women's tennis. At just 21, she's already lifted Grand Slam trophies, broken barriers, and shown glimpses of dominance. But despite the success, several respected voices in the game have sounded warning bells. Her weaknesses, especially her serve and forehand under pressure, could hurt her in majors. Tennis 365+1. In this creativity piece, I want to explore the tension between her immense talent and the vulnerabilities she carries, how these could influence her Grand Slam journey, and what it might take for her to truly ascend to the very top. Talent, promise, and the major moment. Gauff's rise has been rapid and full of promise. From bursting onto the scene as a teenager to winning her first Grand Slam, the 2023 U.S. Open, and then the 2025 French Open, her trajectory suggests she is already among the elite. Yet the very success raises the stakes. When you've won majors, the expectation shifts from could she to will she dominate. Those expectations bring their own weight. As she becomes a consistent contender at majors, every weak point becomes magnified. A flaw that might slip by in smaller tournaments can be ruthlessly exposed in a Grand Slam final or a 5-set in the men's game type marathon. Observers have flagged exactly that for Gauff. Tennis majors +1. The two key weaknesses, serve and forehand serve troubles. Perhaps the most repeated criticism is of her serve. A serve should be a launch pad, a tool of dominance, not a liability. Yet Gauff has had matches where her serve betrayed her. Double faults piled up, first serve percentages dropped, and opponents sensed vulnerability. Tennis 365+2 Tennis.com +2. One article pointed out, there are so many little technical things that are going to be a problem for her going forward forever. Bad technique breaks down under pressure. Daily Express US. The issue here is twofold. The technical mechanics, grip, toss, motion, and the mental reliability under major tournament pressure. A flawed serve might fly under the radar for a while, but against big hitters and in the late rounds of a slam, it can be a deciding factor. Forehand inconsistency. Her forehand is also flagged. The forehand in modern tennis is often the weapon for dictating play, for generating winners. When it misfires, it becomes a liability. Critics say Gauff's grip, or motion on the forehand is susceptible under pressure or when conditions get tricky. Wind, switchovers, pivotal moments. Tennis 365. One commentator captured the danger. How many players in the top 10 are going, "I hope I can hit this shot today"? That's Coco Yardbarker. In other words, her forehand, on some days, becomes a shot she worries about, which in the closed world of elite tennis is a significant psychological and competitive disadvantage. Why majors bring the weaknesses into focus? Majors gravitate towards players' mental and physical margins. It's not just about talent or speed or athleticism. It's about longevity in a draw, ability to sustain under pressure, to win tight moments, to navigate shifting conditions. Here's why Gauff's weaknesses matter more in slams. Best of three, but high stakes. In the WTA, women play best of 3 sets even at slams. That means fewer sets to recover from a bad start or a shaky serve. A bad set might cost you the match. Quality opposition deep in draw. Major semifinals and finals rarely involve forgiving opponents. Big hitters will test every aspect of your game. A weak serve or unreliable forehand gives them openings. Switches, conditions, endurance. Grand Slams span 2 weeks. Play often includes moving from evening to day sessions, varying conditions, pressure of media, crowds. Technique that works in a controlled environment may crack under the variability. Public expectation and internal pressure. Having won or contended before, the expectation is higher. The margin for error is smaller. If you know your forehand might misbehave, that knowledge itself becomes a burden. In short, what you can survive in a smaller tournament, you might not survive in a major. Opportunity and strengths. The flip side. It's not all cautionary. Gauff also has many strengths and a favorable platform. Exceptional athleticism, speed, and defense. She can chase. She can slide. She can retrieve. These traits give her a foundation even when her shots aren't perfect. Return game. Her ability to break serve, to read rallies, to lift her level in key moments is a plus. Some of her wins stem from this rather than purely from dominance. Youth and time. At 21, she has time to refine. Many players don't master all their weapons until later. Winning mindset. She has already won a major, so she knows how to do it. The belief factor, especially in majors, is critical. Thus, the scene is set. Gauff has both the tools and the promise. But the question is how she addresses the specific weak spots, so they don't become the ball and chain when the draw tightens. What it will take to really break through technical refinement. If the serve and forehand are the issues, then technical adjustments are required. It may mean reworking grip, toss consistency, motion balance. This is tricky because doing major changes during a season, especially a slam season, is risky. You might disrupt what works already, but incremental, targeted fixes, especially in the off-season or during lighter periods, seem prudent. Mental fortitude and confidence in disparity. It's one thing to fix mechanics. It's another to trust them under pressure. Gauff will need not just to practice the new motions, but to feel them in big moments. That means match simulation, close-set practice, keeping cool when things go off. The forehand that you hope works must become one you believe works. Strategic adaptation. Some weaknesses may never disappear entirely, which is fine. But elite players adapt their game around them. For example, ensure the serve doesn't become a liability by changing the pattern, serve placement, mixing more first serve percentage when needed, or using the forehand, less in high-risk moments, but turning to the backhand or net play when necessary. Flexibility and strategy is important. Physical and schedule management. Tight draws and majors demand fitness. If you are already fighting your shots or playing from behind because of serve/forehand issues, your energy drains faster. Gauff's superb fitness and speed helps, but preserving energy and managing schedule, travel, rest will help reduce the effect of her weak moments. Experience deep into slams. Sometimes you learn in the trenches. When you reach semifinals and finals, you get tested in ways you cannot simulate. Gauff needs to accumulate those experiences and come out stronger, not shaken. Mistakes made in a quarterfinal today can be the lesson that wins you a final tomorrow. A creative vision. Gauff's major story to come. Imagine this. It is the final of a Grand Slam 6 months from now. The sun is setting, French Open style, say. Gauff is down 4-2 in the second set, having lost the first set 7-5. Her serve has already cost her a couple of breaks. Her forehand has been erratic, popping up short or drifting wide. On the bench, her coach calmly says, "You know you can do this. It's just another match."